Happy Easter to everybody. It is Chairshot Reality, WrestleZone.com, your #1 procrastination tool on the internet behind internet porn. I'm Jin, he's Juice, otherwise known as LeBar and Juicy Steen. Juice, we have the Superstar Shakeup.
Fantastic.
It's time to shake things up.
I hope they do this every year. I think this would be a good thing that if they do it every year, just to literally just shake things up.
Are you fine with how they did it and not being the traditional drafts?
Yeah, it was just like the Janela Spring Break cluster. Stuff was just happening.
So this is WWE's answer to the Joey Janela Spring Break.
They copied it, yeah. Joey Janela started.
Where was Virgil when you need him?
He could have been on any brand. I'd have been excited. But I like how they did it. They randomly announced things on the website. They would, at the end of the show, they were like, "Oh, Rusev's on SmackDown, by the way." They just randomly put stuff in, and then the big guys would come out and start shows. Good stuff.
I don't mind the spontaneity of it. That certainly was fun how they did it. But I will say that it did come off a little bit like almost like a panic button. We're just like really shuffling things last minute. But maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe
I like
proven to the sold out Joey Janela Spring Break. Everybody wants spontaneous
random
actions.
stuff, and as long as it can be as random as it wants to be, as long as it's successful. And I think the people that went to each brand, even the announcers, Byron for Otunga, although I don't know how much of Otunga I can take.
I don't know if we're going to see Otunga right away. I said this on my Wrestling Reality audio show. I don't know if we're going to see Otunga right away on Raw.
Let's hope.
I think he's always going to be with the company as like an ambassador. Or some sort, but
it's 3 hours of David Otunga.
Whew, that's more than what the doctor ordered. That's for
way
sure.
Way more.
All right, let's talk about Bray. Yeah, I agree. There really wasn't anybody that switched that I don't agree with.
I'm glad they didn't pull the trigger on AJ Styles.
Yes, I will agree with that. And Bray Wyatt. Let's talk with him. Bray Wyatt goes to Monday Night Raw. This is probably the most shocking, just because he's still in the feud with the WWE champion Randy Orton.
This is the same lines as the Kevin Owens going to SmackDown, and he's also going to have his U.S. title match, and whoever wins that match will be the champion, but face a guy on SmackDown. So if Jericho wins it, he would be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Same thing with Wyatt here. He's not like Wyatt's not going to win the WWE title.
It's not impossible to think. It's not impossible to think that for the fact, look, Raw is still the flagship show to Vince and WWE. Even as good as SmackDown's been, even as the fact that it's live, so it has more importance. I would not be shocked. Brock Lesnar's going to be gone for a little bit because he's Brock Lesnar. I would not be shocked if that WWE Championship also goes over to Raw.
Really?
And then that leaves the United States title to have some prominence on Tuesday SmackDown. Because the United States title, I mean, look, AJ Styles and I'm going to get membership for it. So.
I disagree with having the title or both titles on one show.
Essentially, it'd be only one because we're not going to see Lesnar for quite some time.
Probably. I think Lesnar will end up defending at Payback and winning, but then it'll be another, 6 or 7 weeks before his next show.
They haven't announced Brock at Payback yet, have they? No.
I'm sure he'll have a match.
At Payback? Brock?
He's going to defend the title.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He's going to defend
the title.
He's going to go months before we see
So when's his first title defense?
You're going to grow more facial hair before he ever comes.
That's impossible. When's the first title defense then?
Not until at least
SummerSlam. SummerSlam?
Maybe.
Oh my
At least until
God.
June. At least till June. Which is what, Money in the Bank? At least till June.
Isn't Money in the Bank a SmackDown pay-per-view?
No, maybe it is. Well, any which way, it's going to be at least it's going to be summertime.
I think it's going to be what I've read and gathered, and what I think is the current thing is that he's going to be with Braun for a little bit of the summer. I don't think anything happens, but the main goal here is to have him versus Roman again at Mania 34.
All right. Well, that's the Dave Meltzer.
No, but
I agree.
Through
the telescope 12
agree.
months later.
It's not. I don't think that's a far-fetched idea. So, in regards to what we're talking about, I don't think the other title is going to be switched here. I think Orton will remain champion and have something just on SmackDown. I don't think there's any. Because I think they could bring up the Intercontinental title and have it has prominence on Raw if Brock's not wrestling instead of the U.S. title.
All right, we also had, we don't have all of it. We have Lana and Rusev. We saw Lana get the promotion, so it looks like she might finally be getting a little bit of a solo push.
That'll be
something. I think Rusev is still hurt. Any other notable moves that you said, all right, that had to happen? New Day's going to be coming to SmackDown, which makes a lot of sense.
I love that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn both went to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I love how
they just keep following
it doesn't matter where they go. I hope next year, again, they do the same thing and they get swapped again. And I hope they both go to the same show again.
Let's go down to sunny Florida, Fort Lauderdale, see what Josh Eisenberg has to say about the Superstar Shakeup.
Well, first off, I just want to say Happy Easter to everybody who celebrated Easter this Sunday. And, best wishes to friends and family all across the country. But the NXT roster really took a shot, as we saw, with Shinsuke Nakamura going to SmackDown along with Ty Dillinger and the Revival going to WWE Raw. But I'm going to focus on the main pieces that were already in place on Raw and SmackDown and guys that switched brands. Specifically Bray Wyatt. I was actually very surprised to see Bray Wyatt switch over to WWE Raw because I think that they were just finding his niche with Randy Orton heading into WrestleMania and now heading into their rematch at WWE Payback. you're not going to see a championship change, obviously. Randy Orton's going to win this match somehow, and Bray Wyatt's going to go to Raw and feud with Finn Balor, which is going to be interesting. You're going to love the entrances. You're going to love the creativity, hopefully. But I just think it was a little too early for Bray Wyatt to switch brands over to WWE Raw. But time could tell. Also, you saw The Miz make a shift from SmackDown to Raw, and now we're not so sure what he's going to do. You had The Miz be interrupted by Dean Ambrose, but wait a second. Oh, that's right. We saw this feud already. We saw Dean Ambrose and The Miz already feud, so I'm not sure why WWE wants to try to resurrect that on Monday Night Raw. Look, The Miz faced John Cena and was in a John Cena program heading into WrestleMania. He was supposed to, or at least looked aligned to feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. It hurts Shinsuke because Dolph Ziggler's not that big of a star right now to make Shinsuke feel as important as a guy like John Cena. And The Miz going to Raw, there's a lot of other heels that WWE thinks and probably will push over than The Miz, which isn't the right thing to do. But what good came out of it? Well, obviously, Charlotte to SmackDown and Alexa Bliss to Raw. 2 shots of adrenaline, 2 shots of intensity from 2 completely different performers in the ring. Alexa Bliss likes to capitalize on her 5 feet of fury, while Charlotte overpowers and overstrengths much of the women's roster on WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown. But shot of adrenaline, shot of energy, I think that does very good things for the SmackDown roster, as you're going to see Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, Charlotte versus Naomi, Carmella can get mixed up in there a little bit, and then the returning Tamina, which we'll see what she ends up doing. And also you have Alexa Bliss going over against Bayley, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Mickie James. That 1 or 2 changes shows you that the women's division is deep and is plentiful right now in 2017. My best thumbs up that I really think is going to help is Kevin Owens to SmackDown Live. Sami Zayn, first off, is not going to be world champion just because he moved to SmackDown Live. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen in 2017. Maybe it'll go to 2018, and maybe he'll become United States champion down the road. But Kevin Owens has great feuds lined up for him against guys like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Even if they want to do Sami Zayn again, I'm okay with that. But you're going to split that United States Championship away from Kevin Owens so he can become the face of SmackDown Live along with AJ Styles and Nakamura. And don't even forget about Randy Orton, who is your world champion on SmackDown. So, whenever WWE Payback ends, SmackDown is going to have multiple options for their World and United States Championship feuds in their United States Championship and World Championship actual title holders. When you look at the grand scheme of things, a shot of adrenaline for each show. It's interesting, it's shaken up. You don't need an entire draft to shift everybody over, but you had small pieces put into place for WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown Live, Michael, to succeed. This is Josh Eisenberg 4 on Twitter. Tweet me, let me know your thoughts. I want to hear all about it. Chairshot Reality all weekend long here on WrestleZone.com.